The most challenging part of my year of presidency would have been the reorganization and the rebirth of CSMLS. To see the dedication, to see the commitment that people put into having that change come about.
At the time that I was on the board, we were struggling to make sure that national standards were preserved across Canada.
They were closing down schools because lab techs weren't being hired at the time.
And it was very resounding and clear that a lack of awareness of the profession was very high on people's radar.
And the other thing that he brought in was the RT subject. You've heard about that? Oh man, and I was chairman of the certification board. That was about the longest meeting, AGM, that we ever had.
He'd been chronically ill for quite some time. We certainly never expected that he would pass away during his term. He got to experience the convention in his home province in 2001, had a wonderful time. It was a great convention.
Dave was a great guy, an inspiration to every lab tech. He was a very good professional. We went to a lot of meetings together and we had dinner and lunches and all that. I consider Dave a very, very awesome individual. It was certainly, his death was a loss to the Canadian laboratory system.
I think I'm especially proud of the work that we did considering the HR crisis at the time, how we worked really hard to create the prior learning assessment, and the staff did a lot of work with that and trying to get the international candidates ready for the workforce in Canada.
And it wasn't until I went to my first Congress and met the amazing, the amazing women, the pillars of the profession that float around at Congresses, that I realized, oh, there's more to it than just this small place that I work at.
Je vous disais tout à l'heure, la qualité des gens qui étaient ici, et aussi la qualité des gens qui siégeaient au comité, qui siégeaient au conseil d'administration. Et puis aussi, je ne sais pas comment vous le dire, là, mais l'intérêt que ces gens-là ont mis à vouloir améliorer la qualité du travail de technologie médicale et puis nous empêcher d'être juste des techniciennes, mais devenir des vrais professionnels de la santé.
The CSMLS has been proactive. There were tough decisions made over time. And the CSMLS has always tried to be proactive, not waiting to be reactive. And I think that's some of my proudest times, is that the society has always strived to be proactive. As we've seen many, many changes in 75 years, the society has stayed current.
The vote was called whether or not we would adopt lab assistant training, and it was a dead heat. And I knew, according to Robert's Rules of Order, that in all probability I should have defeated it as the chair. And I thought, I can't do that. We put so much work and effort into it. It's obvious these people really don't know the half of it. So I agreed. It was passed by one vote, and that was my vote. And that was quite rewarding.
It was also rewarding, but I think the most significant thing was I represented Canada at the International Congress for laboratory technologists. To represent Canada, I mean, it's one thing to represent Newfoundland, but to be Canada's representative at an international event, that was quite an honor.
The CSMLS opened many doors for me. And I think the door to the international organization and that work was pretty dramatic for me.
Society has changed and adapted over the years, and that that's what makes me most proud. And that's why I know it will continue to be successful, because that is a basic philosophy.
Without CSMLS, we wouldn't be near where we are today as MLTs.
I will always treasure the friendships that I made. I'm in contact with a number of people still, and some people realize that I'm battling serious illness. I'm gaining a lot of support from those people. Those friendships are just incredible, because we have so many interests in common and so on, and even though they're across the country, they call and email and send flowers, I think just the personal relationships that you make, it's just wonderful.
I am so delighted to have been a part of this organization. I look forward to being a part of this organization as a member for many, many years to come. I look forward to reflecting on where we've come back and looking forward to a bright and glorious future. And I know that the Society is in capable hands, and I just wish them all the best.